Welcome to Foxborough, Massachusetts for today's game. Starting at defensive end, Georgia, Richard Seymour.
The PlayStation 3's first taste of NFL football was arriving at launch with Madden NFL 07, and wouldn't you know it, it's a lot like the Xbox 360's second taste of NFL football.
They give it to Corey Dillon. First down now.
This is, for all intents and purposes, a port of Madden NFL 07 that was on the Xbox 360 a few months back. A few little issues have been corrected in the PlayStation 3 version, and there's some new 6-axis tilty control craziness to kind of, change up the package a little bit. But for the most part, it's the same game that was on 360, flaws and all.
Got a flag.
Encroachment. Defense.
What Madden NFL 07 certainly delivers on the PlayStation 3, much as it did on the 360, some of the best looking football you'll ever see. Graphically, the player models are absolutely amazing in this game, especially like the ones that actually have like the fully rendered player faces. Like some of the detail is really spectacular. There's some really great tackling animations, some great catches. The game runs real smooth for the most part.
38.
The game plays just about as well as any game of Madden football has in the last couple of years. New this year are a couple of little control differences, like the lead blocker controls and the highlight stick. The highlight stick is sort of like the truck stick from last year's game, but now you can do like juke moves and crazy other, random running back maneuvers to try and outrun other players. The lead blocker controls let you take control of any of the players blocking for a running back or a quarterback for that matter. And, you just kind of, are trying to block dudes, keep them from tackling, your quarterback or your running back. The PlayStation 3 has some exclusive 6-axis control stuff that actually ties into the lead blocker controls as well as a few other things. When you're blocking, you can just kind of press up and down on the controller, just kind of move it up and down, and you'll do your various block moves. But along with that, on defense, it can sort of act as like your hit stick, which is, just your right analog, throw it at the dude, and you'll do a big hit kind of move. All you have to do is just kind of run up on him and just press the controller forward, and you'll just do like a big kind of diving tackle hit. There's a couple other little moves, like, when you're the quarterback, you can kind of fake snap the ball, but sort of snapping the controller upward like that, and you'll fake snap the ball, and sometimes you'll get a false start penalty, or sometimes the other team will try to, cross too soon. And then on defense, you can try and jump the snap, which you do by also doing this, and then the defensive players try to jump the snap. So in all, the 6-axis controllers really aren't that special in this game. Some of the maneuvers are kind of a neat idea, but like the lead blocking stuff feels kind of clunky. The fake snap thing doesn't really work. Like, it doesn't really have that much impact because you can't really use it online, and it doesn't. It's like when you're just playing with a friend. It's like you don't snap the ball this way for real. So when you start doing this, they kind of know what you're up to.
A little bit of a
Yeah.
I'd try getting this one to your go-to guy.
Failings with the 6-axis controls aside, the football is still really solid. It still plays a great game of football. Features-wise, this game introduces not a whole lot that's really new to the series. It does add back in something that was cut out in last year's game, which is the Superstar mode. And it's a better version of the Superstar mode that's sort of found than what's found in like the older console versions, like the PS2 and the Xbox versions. The cool thing about it is that when you take on the role of a superstar in the game, you actually kind of get to influence the players as you play. As you go through a game, playing whatever position you play, as you make big plays, and as big plays are made by just your side of the ball, you gain influence and you gain these sort of roles that you can use to sort of take over the field in one way or another. Like when you start as a rookie, all you can do is just kind of be a rookie. You can't really influence anyone. But if, like, say, you're a quarterback, and you're in your second year and you're starting to perform really well, you can sort of take on the role of like a field general or just a team leader. And by taking on these roles and by making big plays, you can sort of get these like statistical bonuses for not only you, but for other players on your side of the ball. And then there's a couple of mini games tossed in here and there, which sort of tie into the Superstar mode. Like there's a 40-yard dash game where you're just trying to run the 40-yard dash as fast as you can. like a bench press game where you're trying to bench press as many times as you can, and then there's like some little, you know, sort of like the mini camp training games that are kind of fun, but they're not really as good as just like the straight up mini camp mode that was in the older console versions. So, you know, it's decent additions, but not necessarily. They still haven't put back everything into Madden that was great about the old console versions of Madden. Like a lot of the ports that are coming out at the PS3 launch, you don't necessarily need to run out and grab Madden NFL 07 if you've already bought it on another platform. However, if you held out for the PS3 launch, you really wanted a football game to go along with that shiny new PS3 that you bought, Madden NFL 07 is a very good game of football, and it's totally worth getting.